Women deserve to have a supportive network of like-minded women who empower, discover, and embrace her true divinity. We believe when women feel safe, loved, accepted, they feel empowered to achieve their goals and highest values. And this is what we bring to you through our organization.
So then we welcome everyone to this week 8 of the 12-week kickoff challenge for Crystal Within. We're very happy that you're here live or in the recall, you're watching that. We have Hilda here from America, and I'm actually also in America right now. And we also have people from Europe joining, so we welcome in all time zones from all over the world. And yeah, it's week 8, so you have a little bit more to go, and we wanted to check in with you to see how you're doing, where is the most area of the most interest, which video you like the most, how your progress is going, what you maybe struggled with, what was difficult and complicated. Hilda prepared a wonderful exercise where we can check in with ourselves and see where we're at. But before we do that, we wanted to take just a few seconds to lift our mood and our energy. And I would like to invite you to join me in this exercise. So you will repeat after me, and you're gonna hit here below your collarbones. You can hit those points, and you can say, I am choosing happiness.
I am choosing happiness.
And happiness is choosing me.
Happiness is choosing me.
And I can only attract everything that supports me to feel even more happy. Let's do that one more time. I am choosing happiness.
I am choosing happiness.
And happiness is choosing me.
And happiness is truly within me.
And I can only attract everything that supports me.
Everything that supports me.
And feeling even more happy. Okay, that is it. You can open your eyes, take a deep breath in, and just let that good feeling settle. Welcome.
Right. Thank you, Diana. You're always so masterful in discipline and in new ideas or new knowledge about energy work. How to shift or how to center yourself and to create a higher vibration, I guess. That is something I have noticed about you since I know you. And that's what you're teaching. So thank you for starting us out. I thought last night, that it would be good if we check in with everybody, because we have introduced quite some topics, and it would be interesting to see what people picked to focus on. Like, what is it that you were interested to improve or to focus first on improving? Before we asked individuals, I think I want to explain a little bit how I came to an exercise we want to do today. My husband and I had a little hiccup last night. So that's what I call it, when I know that there's a red flag or the energy's broken, and we would need to sit for a moment. Or that's more I'm the one who notices things in our relationship that I'm unhappy or that's out of balance. So I take a deep breath and sit and feel, what is it that I need? And last night it was interesting. My thoughts came to the book that I have been giving to many people and also teaching about. It's called Conscious Dating. I love the book. I took that course in 2003. The book is by David Steele. And half of the book is about getting to know yourself, having self-awareness, figuring out what you need and want, who you are. And there's an exercise in it. It says, you got to know your requirements, your needs, and your wants. So when I thought about this last night, what is it that's missing? Because the MO of my husband is totally different than mine. So what is my, how do I behave? What are my habits? What are real requirements? What is it that I can't live without in a relationship? And that helped me to create the clarity in me so that I can talk about it, that I can share, and that I make it clear between us so that I let myself be known. And I also invited my husband to let himself be known to me. So that would fall into simply sharing, into safe conversation, right? So the exercise, or one idea, is to really take time and think, requirement. What is requirement in a relationship? What is it that really has such a value and such importance that I can't live without it, because nothing functions? So I sat down, in my case, it is sharing, good communication, honesty, and then all this sharing followed by planning and action. I mean, there's more to it. I'm into, okay, let go of the old stuff. Let's forget about it. Forgiveness, move on to something positive. So that's kind of me. But the first steps, of course, is communication. And when David Steele talks about, in a relationship, you got to know what your requirements are, what your needs are, and your wants. So the needs and wants I want to explain in, okay, I need transportation. I need a car, for example. And the want may be that I want a red sports car. So I can change my want easier. If other things are in place and clicking, then, and love can dominate, then I think I can forget about the red sports car. I still need transportation. And for that, I need negotiation, planning, and so on. So this is how he's treating requirement, need, and want. And when, before, it would be ideal if before we marry, we know all this stuff and look at these three areas so that we don't go into a relationship where we are starving and constantly in survival mode because we cannot get something that is so important to us. I wonder, well, if Annie here, or Diana, if you want to say something at this point, then we can go into the exercise itself. But any kind of reflection, anything that clicked for you?
Well, it's very interesting that you said needs and wants. I never thought about this. What are needs and what are wants? These two things are here the first time in this, in diesem Zusammenhang.
Yeah, in that connection, yeah.
That's okay. So it's very interesting because really I never thought about this. Of course, I when I need something, I say it, when I really need something. Mm-hmm. But when I want something, usually I don't say it. I just,
Okay, so can you say more about that? Why don't you?
Yeah.
Because you ignore it, or you're getting it without saying it, or what?
Well, the thing is, what do I want? Like people have big dreams, but these wants also have to be somehow that it is possible to fulfill, not just a dream, something like this.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would say what I want, but not always, Sometimes I get it without saying something.
Okay. Thanks for the reflection.
Yes, I think I have really to reflect about it. And also my question is then, do I really have to say what I want? Do I have to say always what I want?
No, it's not that you have to always say it. A lot of things, I think, we journal, we write out our dreams, we write out goals and things like this. So it depends on your character, on your personality, what's good for you, how you work on things. Some people need a team or need to speak it out for support. Other people are just, they boom, 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 they just do it.
Okay.
More the comparison, or it's more about how do I get out of survival mode and go into really blossoming, into happiness, into moving forward. And with, often when we want something that is, we need to fulfill the requirements, something that gives us the oxygen to live and motivation and so on, that feeds our core. Requirements, they feed our core, they relate to our soul. It's almost like the machinery we came with, it's who we are. And that is good to understand and to know, because then we need to create it or live from that and with that. And then what I'm saying is the needs are important and the wants are adjustable. The needs are also adjustable to a certain degree. Requirements, the point here is the requirements aren't adjustable.
Okay.
Not so easy. Okay, so I think I said enough about it. Diana, do you want to?
Yeah, I think I just, to also come back to Annie's question, I think that it's important to know and to have the awareness. What do I need so that I can function and I don't just live in frustration and maybe in sadness, and what Hilde was mentioning, the survival mode, right? The stress that we have on a daily level and that we experience keeps us from moving forward towards our dreams and goals, and small or big doesn't matter. Hilde said blossoming, which is just really being happy. And the first thing is, we don't always have to communicate that, but we need to know it for ourselves at least. So Hilde mentioned journaling, which is a wonderful way to become clear and just to have your own awareness. What is it that I need to be in a good state where I can serve myself and I can serve others? That's the first step, becoming aware. The second step would be to then communicate it in times where you want to communicate it. To your spouse. Hilde gave the example where she had a hiccup with her spouse, so then you would want to communicate that to your spouse or to your friend or whatever you choose. But the good point, the first point, is to have the awareness. What is it that I need, that I want, and what are my requirements to live? That's for myself. I need to know that for myself. And then at times I choose to communicate that to others. And I really like that, because what Hilde was sharing, these 3 points, because often we do not take the time, right? We just go throughout our days without our mind, and we just function. We just do and do and do, because we are so used to that. And we never take a pause to stop and to think of, okay, why am I actually not feeling so good? Why am I so stressed? Why are things maybe not going according to what I want, right? Why am I not feeling well? And it's good to just take a pause and to think about those 3 points that Hilde mentioned. What are my needs, requirement, and want? And then you can see, oh, maybe I'm completely off. Maybe you're completely neglecting some of the basic things that you need to survive. right? To have a few minutes every day to yourself where you do whatever makes you happy. Maybe you have completely neglected that because you're so focused on fulfilling your to-do list every day. So it's good to check in once in a while and to just get clear about that. And yeah, I think it's very important. And I like those 3 points.
It was interesting. We introduced several topics so far, not our whole wheel of life, but quite some topics. And I was interested what everybody picked so far to focus on. And, we don't need to necessarily go into that sharing, but for each, what clicks when you think about it, then maybe that gives you also a sign what is important in your life. Where do you feel like you're mostly blocked and you need to make improvements, some kind of changes, some kind of shifts? So as an exercise, should we do it now that we go through it?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. So as an exercise, we could do that. We take a moment and just close your eyes and sink into your core. And when you go inside and just feel yourself, really investigate what's going on inside of your body. What vibrations do you carry? Can you come to your core and feel like you're really right there, sitting in your core, and you're at home? And when I say this, at home, honestly, it made me smile. So I wonder if you'll smile, if that's a place you like. There's no judgment, just being in that stillness. And then giving yourself permission to think and feel what you have as an absolute need, as an absolute so-called, that's an absolute, and it's a requirement. What is a requirement? Well, several things that you have. And as it comes to your mind, just open your eyes and write it down on a piece of paper. What are the things you love, you have as a requirement in order to blossom, to have energy, motivation? You want to jump out of bed and in the morning, and it's fine, it's okay, because you have that thing. So write down, even if it's several words, what are requirements? And do you have those in your life? Or are you stuck lately or blocked often and wonder how you can get there? And it's great when we come to this awareness. Like I said earlier, this hiccup with my husband last night, I became so clear and I could stay still. I didn't yell. I didn't fight. I knew I'm not going to go into fighting or discussion. I asked for permission if I could express what requirement I have and if my husband would listen to it. And with that, I opened the door or created a stage where I could peacefully speak about it and own it. And it just had to do with me. I used the I language and pointed out, this would make me, that fulfills me, then I can function. I feel like I have, my blood is circulating, my brain is working, my heart is pounding when I have that. And then John was standing, I was in the living room, and there's no gap, was a few steps further is the kitchen. And then it clicked. It was so clear to him. He said, I see. Aha. And it was like the sky opened up and there was space for our relationship. And then from that came a very good sharing. So just think back to yourself again. Think, what are the barriers and how can you bring in the things you need? It's like the oxygen and the air and the food, the vitamins, the things you need for your life. And then if you want to, write also down some needs and some wants that may be related to this or not. Just stay really focused, listening to yourself. Usually when we go into stillness and take time, our soul is so willing to give us answers and to help us get what we want and need to live with. Now imagine those things, take a few deep breaths into this, how life would be when you can actually follow living by requirements, creating it somehow for yourself and the ones your spouse has or your children have. Take a deep breath into this, let go. And then open your eyes and come back. How was it?
Oh, it was beautiful. When you leaded us into the core, I felt so much warmth. Literally, my body was getting warm and comfortable as if I receive a big hug. Yeah.
Well, you're a big meditator, so I mean,
Yeah.
we can cut out everything else and just sit in our core and accept, be in the moment. I think, that is great to be able to create that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it felt really good. And I had 3 points that came up immediately, which kind of too are almost the same. But maybe Anya also wanted to say something. How was it for you?
Yeah, I was very somehow impressed by what you shared. And yeah, it's I was just thinking about actually I also wish and want a better communication to my husband. I wish I could share and communicate a little bit more with him. So this is what it came automatically to my mind when you shared this experience with your husband.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think almost every couple, or every couple has that need. I think, you want, even if you have good stuff going on, then you want to go further, higher, or deeper, and into more emotional intimacy. So it's definitely something that we are going through in our course. We will learn and practice and hear examples, like examples from daily life. I think, they are the best. They open up a lot for other people too. Thanks, Annie. So how about you, Diana? Do you want to share what the...
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. One of the 3 points was I want a harmonious communication with my husband. Peaceful, calm energy, respect and trust while we are talking, while we are communicating. This is what I wish and I need to work on. And we already had a great topic, safe conversation, for that. And you gave us the 4 sentences. So I'm using that, not all the time. I have to use it more so that I can, create it, because every time I do use that, it really helps to bring peace, to make a connection from 2 people completely thinking differently on a different page. It helps to bring unity and bring us on the same page. So that was definitely one of my favorite topics, safe conversation, and it still is. And the other 2 points was what I really require and need in my life, more of that, is fun and joy. Absolutely. I feel when I was younger, there was so much of that, and you don't worry about all the things going on, and you allow yourself to experience joy and fun. But nowadays, where you have all these responsibilities, it's so easy to neglect that part and even feel sometimes guilty to allow yourself to have joy and fun, because life is serious and you got to take care of things, right? So you that's how I feel often. So you don't feel like doing something fun or joyful. So, but I really missed that. That was when I was sitting with myself, what came up in my heart immediately. I need more fun and joy. I need to allow myself to open the door for these little moments. And it doesn't have to be something big, right? Just allowing myself. Because sometimes we even block that. We think we're not allowed to have joy and fun in this serious situation that we're in. At least that's for me. This morning I was doing an EFT healing session, and I wanted to just do it to feel more peaceful. And then the whole thing came up, a whole story. As Hilde was mentioning, once we sit down, actually, our subconscious mind and our heart starts to talk. So what was talked to me, or what it revealed to me, was that, since I think I'm 12 years old, there was something that happened where I felt I need to, in order to protect myself, my response to that situation was sadness. So ever since then, I carry sadness, and I started to believe that I cannot feel joy. Life isn't joyful anymore, and there's not so much fun. I started to believe that. And ever since, that emotion of sadness comes before joy, comes before fun. And I think I cannot allow myself. I don't deserve it deeply inside of me because of what happened. So that was something I realized I want and I need more in my life, is joy and fun. But first I need to allow myself that, right? Because we are always blocking ourselves, and I was blocking myself, believing, because that happened, I cannot have fun and joy because I did that, and that wasn't good. I wasn't satisfied with that. So these are my 3, it's actually just 2, is the harmonious communication with my spouse, which safe conversations really helps me. And then I need to build in more joy and fun in my life and allow myself that. Yeah.
Well, and my question now is, how does it feel that you went through clarification?
It feels delightful. It feels like, when there's a cloud and you cannot see, and you sometimes don't know, why am I feeling that way? It's even more frustrating when you have no clarity. And now that I know, okay, I was feeling sad and this is what happened, but I understand now that it's okay. Now I feel I can go into the next step of allowing myself that. And that feels liberating, because I understand. I put the light on, the light switch where there was just darkness and the emotion of sadness. Now I have the light and I can move into making a plan. And that feels good, because now I'm in control, right? Now I can take responsibility for myself.
Mm-hmm. Well, watching what you were just doing is my reason why I became a coach, I think, because I like it in my life, clarity and planning and moving forward and growth. And I just so enjoy. This is what you just did. This is what happens when we take time for ourselves, when we set certain topics, when we have a sounding board, when we have a group, right? Like this, yeah. I mean, we could go coaching individually and the same thing can happen, but in a group with a different energy. And that's what we are working towards. You know, we are sending you all some information on topics, and then once in a while we meet like this. And from January on, we actually have that preciousness, the pressure that we are together in a group at times and can feel what other people are going through, or hear examples, and pick friends that in between we can contact and talk about it in order to really stimulate more growth and clarification. Because that's what we're talking about, becoming clearer than a crystal.
That's right.
So how about more from Annie? You sound like
Wow.
lots of stuff is going on in your head.
Yeah, you know, I never really was thinking so much about what do I want and what do I need. I just, when I needed something, I would just do certain things so that I get it. Or I never really thought about what do I want, you know. When you say we need to take time to take care of ourselves, then this is something really new for me. Because actually I never really thought so much about it. How can I take care of myself, of my internal self? I do take care of my external self, of my body, you know, because I have many physical problems, so I take care of them. But I really never was thinking much about how shall I take care of myself, you know, that I get happy, that I mean, there are many moments where I am happy and where I experience joy, you know. So I take it as it comes, you know. So of course, sometimes I'm also frustrated because things they don't go like I want they should go, you know. Then I feel frustrated, and this is what I want to learn, you know, about how then to deal with such emotions, you know, that I'm not that often frustrated, because I'm a type of person, I have certain things in my mind and they should go in the way I want them to go, you know. And if they don't, then I feel really frustrated, you know. And this is what I have to learn, you know, that I have really to work on this, you know, that I'm not upset and not frustrated, right? Because this is something, I have to work on.
It's an art, I think. That's what we all work on, to regulate our emotions, to learn to regulate our emotions. And when things are happening that we don't like so much, that we can take a deep breath and say, but it is. And what is it that I want? Do I just ignore it? Do I have a need? Like, is it my requirement, you know, to experience something differently? And that's why I brought this up from last night, because honestly, it was. I had such a strong requirement there that I needed. I even said, I remember, I choose not to go to bed tonight until we are on a better, higher vibration and on the same, well, we can't say it on the same page, but it was my desire and we got there. So I think this is a good start. You know, this was a good topic, I hope, for today. Gives everybody a lot to think about and to feel it out. And you can do this exercise over and over. And that we then continue giving we will send videos, our topics, and one more time we'll meet live before we start our course in January. So how about you, Diana, maybe saying closing words?
Yeah, I can only pick up from where Hilda left off. I hope this exercise was helpful. I enjoyed it a lot. I wish next time I can hear from all of you how it's going. We really want to have your feedback to support you. And we are very excited to start this in January because it's going to, we're going to build a very close network and group of like-minded women, and we can really get the support. It's very different. Growth is faster. It goes so much faster to make a change when we are in a group versus we are being alone. So this is really the benefit of doing this together and meeting in the group live from January on, twice a week. You will see that whatever you're struggling with now, it seems maybe it's overwhelming and you don't know where to start. Things will become much more easier when you do this as a group, because we pick up each other's energy and you have a bigger energy and vibration, and it just goes so much faster. This is something I learned and I observed a lot when working with groups. So I hope to see you all in January for our main program. And until then, please feel free to send us feedback. You still have the feedback form, you can go back, or you can also just respond to the email support@crystalwithin.org. And when you want to share something, some people did, and we are very happy about that. And we are looking forward in week 12, which is middle of December, I think so, to see you all on the live call and hear a little bit more about you. And I want to thank Ani for sharing and doing this exercise with us together today live. And it was very nice to do that together and to hear from you and what came up for you in the challenge and now in this exercise. And thank you for Hilde to prepare this exercise. Thank God it came to you last night, huh? You see, everything is always falling into perfect place when we are connected. So
somehow seems like the universe is sending me events in my life and then teach from it and to pass things on to you. So thank you everybody for coming and or listening to this, and look on the website to register before the price goes up. Right. I think it's just before Thanksgiving. We set the deadline for November 20th, I believe.
Yes.
So please look, or I'm sure on the email you have, there is a registration button that you can click on and register for our January course. Thank you and see you soon.
Thank you so much.